creationism, which is very different from talking about creation in a broad sense. And you mentioned one type of creationism is young earth creationism. When we use the term creationism, automatically would imply a hostile relationship between faith and science. And it presupposes the incompatibility between science and religion. And often creationists assert that we must understand all of the biblical stories literally, including the creation accounts, especially when God says the earth was created in 6 days. There were 6 literal days. So young earth creationists believe that God created the whole world, the whole cosmic order in 6 literal days, and the earth is about 6,000 years old. And they try to find evidence to support their claims, and they would reject any evidence to the contrary. Intelligent design may seem attractive on the surface because it says that when you look at the intricacy of so many created beings, animals, or different structures, natural processes, or even the constants, the mathematical constants, the physical constants in the universe, there's no way that all this could have happened by chance. There must have been a cosmic intelligent designer somewhere out there. So it seems very attractive, and it's almost like a different packaging of that creationist approach. But at the end of the day, that doesn't make sense either, because in some ways we put God in a box. And also, when you do look at the cosmic order, all of creation, there's simply many things that are not well designed. And generally, natural selection will take care of them. So it doesn't give you the complete picture.
The reality is that Episcopalians, like most Christians, like most secular people, have a variety of understandings about issues that may be contentious. But at the same time, I think if you queried most Episcopalians, you would find little support for ideas of creationism or intelligent design.
How did a knowledge of creation and evolution affect my spiritual life? I expect it was my experience as a child looking through a telescope at stars in the sky, getting up in the middle of the night to set up my telescope in the backyard and track Saturn as it rose in the east and moved across the sky, that began to teach me that there was something predictable and sensible about the universe, that you could begin to understand what was going to happen next, because you could begin to understand the underlying mechanisms about the Earth's rotation, about how the Earth revolved around the sun as it rotated on its axis and gave rise to this movement in the sky of the stars and the planets across my backyard sky. That desire to learn more about the mechanism led me to ask questions. And it was those questions that led me to begin to ask questions about things more than just the stars and the planets, but about love, about death, about what it is to be alive, what it is to have this sense that God is present in my life, and to wonder what that means for me. Questions about why was I created? What was my purpose? If I see these things moving across the sky, if I look through a microscope and I see life teeming in a raindrop, where am I in that scale, that ladder of creation? And I think it's those kinds of questions that led me into an experience of God in the church, into an experience of God in the Eucharist, into an experience of God in the other people gathered around God's table.
I definitely see evolution as an invitation to a deeper spiritual reflection on identity and relationship.
Having an understanding and appreciation of the creative process that God has used to bring about the evolution of life can help us appreciate this large tree of life better, that ultimately we're intimately connected with the other. When we say that we should love our neighbors as ourselves, we often think of other human beings, but I think having an understanding of evolution and appreciation of the role of evolution, God's creation, can help us become more compassionate about all of creation.